Worthy Advisor Katie, Supreme Deputy Mrs. Holman, Worthy Advisor Aberdeen, distinguished East family and friends. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Recently, I was watching a TED Talk about leadership. A man named Drew Dudley told a story that really stuck with me. On his last day of university, a woman that he didn't really know came up to him and told him that he had made a very extraordinary impact on her life and she wanted him to know. I can't breathe.
Yes,
I got all excited from the gift. She told him that 4 years ago she was in a hotel with her parents and she was about to begin college, but she was starting to have doubts that she was ready. Her parents were really supportive and suggested that she just go the next morning to registration, and if at any point she felt she couldn't do it, that they would take her home. So the following morning, they went, and as she was waiting in line, she started to get really anxious and wanted to go home. So she turned to her parents, and at that moment, Drew, the guy who was giving the TED Talk, walked into the room with a sign around his neck promoting a group that he was a part of and a bucket of lollipops. Thanks. So he made his way down the line of people, telling them about his group and giving them a lollipop. And when he got to her, he just stopped and stared. She tells him it was really creepy. And then he just handed the lollipop to the guy next to her and said, "Sir, you need to hand the beautiful woman next to you a lollipop." So the guy gets really nervous and he's hands her the lollipop and she goes, "I just felt obligated to take it from him." So then Drew looks at her parents and goes, "Look at this! Look at this! The first day away from home and she's already taking candy from strangers." So everyone in line around them started laughing, because that's funny. And it was in that moment that she felt okay. She said that all of her anxiety washed away and she knew that she was home. And after she finished the story, she wished him luck in his future endeavors and began to walk away. But then she stopped, turned around, and told Drew that 4 years later, she and that guy were still dating. And then a few months after he moved to Toronto, he got an invitation to their wedding. But Drew had no recollection of that happening. It was something that was so significant to this woman, but he didn't remember it at all. The reason that this is so significant to me is there are so many times that seems to happen. Every person has had a moment where a person's actions changed their life in a major way. How many of you have had a moment like this, where one person's actions did something that significantly changed your lives? How many of you have told that person? One of my lollipop moments happened about 5 years ago. I spent a week in the hospital just after my spinal fusion surgery, and a group of girls from my assembly came to visit. This small act of kindness and concern is the reason that I'm standing before you today. The amazing girls in Mount Scott Assembly simply coming to support their sister in a hard time was something I was not familiar with. At the time, I was extremely invested with softball, and Rainbow was often put on the back burner. There were many times that I thought that I didn't have time for Rainbow, and I was convinced that I should quit. Having these girls be there for me, even though often I wasn't there for the assembly, showed me how much love you are given when you are part of this Masonic family. I owe all that I have from Rainbow to these ladies for being there for me that day and every day since. I am forever grateful for their lollipop moment that they gave me that day, for it has positively influenced my life for the better. My mom is crying, so I can't look at her. In his TED Talk, Drew pointed out that leadership is seen as something bigger than us, something that should be used to change the world. But it's not. Leadership shouldn't be viewed as a huge world-changing ability. It's the simple acts. We need to switch the view of leadership from being about changing the world and move it towards things like lollipop moments. Marianne Williamson said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most." The truth is, Leadership is a powerful tool. The small things like visiting a friend in the hospital can completely change somebody's life. Sometimes the thought that our acts can change so much is scary, but I think we shouldn't be scared of this capability, but that we should embrace it, that we should grow from it, cause more lollipop moments because of it. Leadership is something everyone is capable of, no matter how much you doubt yourself. Now, Mrs. Loveland tells us not to do this, but there are a few thank yous that I really need to say. Mrs. Woman, let's start this off right, everybody. What did Gorgonzola say to Cheddar? Looking sharp. When should you keep an eye on your cheese?
Whatever you want to say it.
When it's up to no Gouda. In all seriousness, thank you so much for this opportunity to serve Oregon Rainbow. You have seen many different sides of me during our countless road trips we have taken together, and I'm very grateful that you still appointed me to this position. I also want to say a big thank you to Mrs. Loveland. I deleted this part when I sent her my email because I didn't want her to know. You worked so hard to make sure all of the Grandies are doing our jobs to the very best of our ability. You constantly strive to help us reach our greatness. I wouldn't be who or where I am today without your guidance, and for that I am forever grateful. You have been an amazing mentor for me personally, and I appreciate you pushing me to grow since the first time behind the curtain installation. I didn't cry earlier.
I didn't cry. Lightsaber.
Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you. I am very honored and excited to be in this position, and oh man, this is just going to get worse. And I'm so blessed to be able to serve as the right hand, thank you, woman to some. Yeah, thank you. We're just going to keep going. And I'm so blessed to be able to serve as the right-hand woman to someone I've become very close to. Katie, I'm so happy, I can't look at you, I'm so happy that I am able to work closely with you this year. You have very quickly become one of the most important people in my life. Gosh. Thank you so much for always being there for me and being such an amazing role model for me and all of the girls in Oregon Rainbow. Thank you for all of the lollipop moments that you have given to each of us. I look forward to all the amazing adventures we have left on our amazing adventure awaits year. I hope that I am able to continue receiving lollipop moments. I left out a part here. So that's the reason I gave everybody lollipops, or I asked the girls in my district to, is because I want it to be a symbol of us changing from world-changing leadership to simple acts of kindness. And I just hope that I'm able to continue receiving lollipop moments this year from this amazing Masonic family I'm so fortunate to be a part of. And I will work hard to just maybe be able to give just as many of those moments to each of you. Respectfully submitted, Becca Mobley, Grand Associate Advisor, Grand Representative to Washington, Idaho, Virginia, and West Virginia, member of the State Executive Committee, and member of the Supreme Training and Development Team.